be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
scene. Class vs. class. The mastermind of this operation is Jason Levine. Class vs. class. With the help of his scruffy buddy, 85 to the RGT. Class vs. class.
Good evening, all you beautiful people, and welcome to the Class vs. Crass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Hey Jay. Joining me as always, we've got the bearded one to my right, to my left. How are you?
Hello, hello.
And down below, we've got RGT85.
Hello.
Thank you for the shout out this week. I really appreciated that.
Shut up.
Wrote it in my diary.
Never again.
Oh. If it is your first time joining us, welcome. It is a 1 hour podcast where we talk about the latest in gaming. And I have to give a huge shout out to Treyon's Realm, who, I don't know if he's in the chat yet, but I am now dubbing him the unofficial producer of the show because he has lined up our topics for tonight. And we have a ton of topics that I'm going to go over in a minute. But before we do that, so the format of the show, we usually go over what we've been playing for this past week. Then we get into our major topics, which include, let me pull this up.
Pull it out.
I'm trying. I don't know where it went. It's caught in the zipper. All right, so we're going to be talking about Mario Kart Live, specifically RGT, and how his living room looks like. Also, he has a video, so go check out his video. Twitch DMCA Purge, going to be talking about how thousands of streamers' videos have been deleted because they were listening to some bad music in the background. We're going to be talking about NBA 2K21 and the return of the unwanted ads. Oh, this feels so good having more than two topics. Then we're going to talk about Fire Emblem, classic Fire Emblem, being announced for a limited time, coming to the States for the first time ever. We've got Google Guy, Stadia Guy, really having a bad take that we're going to talk about, specifically regarding streamers and content. We're going to talk about our good old friend Pachter and the silly things he says about the Nintendo Switch. And if
Sean's
we have
favorite guy,
like every quarter. And we might talk about some Lost Zelda games which were featured by Did You Know Gaming, but we'll see what we get around to. That's what's on the docket for tonight. And again, big shout out to Tron for putting that together for us.
Yeah.
And then we wrap it all up with a lightning round. That's where if we have anything we miss, you take your topics, your questions, you toss it up, and we go through as many as we can, as fast as we can. And then 9 o'clock hits, and we all turn into werewolves, so we have to go off camera. You guys don't? That's why we keep it to an hour. All right.
I have hair all over my body. but I don't
You're
tell them
already
to-
halfway there, Greg. You're transforming right now. Daylight savings time is going to knock you out.
Oh, fuck! I forget that's coming out.
Yeah.
No, it's the good one though, where you get an extra hour.
It's
You
fall
don't lose.
back. Yeah. It's not the spring forward.
I wish it was dark and cold all the time.
Well,
Sometimes.
So,
isn't
no,
it?
I like. I feel more productive. Like during the summer, like I hate life every day I wake up because it's hot and it's sunny forever. I hate it. During the winter, I'm like much more in tune and like active and like I need to do this. I want to do this.
There's a happy medium. You don't want to be like a sweaty beast, but you don't want to be a shivering beast either.
I don't know. I didn't go anywhere today. Like absolutely nowhere. And
I
fucking.
mean, I didn't go anywhere, but I still accomplished things.
As did I. I played this wonderful game. Thanks for asking. By Ubisoft called. I'm gonna go first for the first time ever. I'm gonna go first.
What?
This is what I've been playing, and you guys will listen. I tried Immortals: Phoenix Rising, the game from Ubisoft that looks like their Breath of the Wild that's coming out later in December. They have a free demo only available on Stadia, and as disgusting as it is to say that sentence, I highly recommend. This was my first time trying Stadia. It is free. I played with my Xbox controller on PC in a browser, and it took me 2 minutes to get into the game, which was like from logging in with my Gmail account, getting in the game, and off I went. And then when I'm done, I don't have to delete anything. I don't even have to use Stadia. So it was a fantastic game. I have a whole video on it coming out probably later tonight. A lot more depth than I was expecting. It's really, really good. The combat is fantastic. So you've got your like heavy attack, light attack, but then you can combo it up, and then you've got like skills that you can combo into that. So like if you hold like your quick attack, you shoot people up in the air. There's the bow and arrow. It's really fun. Like it's just fun to beat up stuff. It's fun to explore. There's a very like fun comedic element of narration going on with Zeus and this other god that are like bickering about how the story's being told, and you're the protagonist of the story that's being told. It's just a good time. I really recommend people to play it.
It'll flop.
Why do you think it'll flop?
It's a Ubisoft game that has no. It's a new IP.
Yeah.
That's changed its name already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Immortals Phoenix Rise, and the name is kind of stupid.
The name is garbage.
yeah,
And
very
it's coming
generic.
out December 3rd. It's not going to do well.
Yeah, it's not going to do well, but I actually hope that it does do well because I too played for the first time
Yes!
Stadia, which I can't say that I liked it, especially because I could tell that I was streaming it the whole time. Like there was this like unclear resolution to it, even though that my wired internet speed's pretty damn good. But yeah, I mean I share a lot of the same sentiments about the game and the combat and stuff.
You just made me realize, on top of playing this via Stadia streamed, I was also streaming to Twitch, so my bandwidth was pretty tapped out, I would assume.
Yeah.
And I didn't experience any negative lag inputs, frame drops, nothing.
Like I don't think the game. I think the game's going to be good. I just think it's going to flop.
I agree
Yeah.
with you if I was betting. And that's why I'm being so vocal about people needing to try the game, because I think this is a sleeper hit. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I think a lot of people are going to skip it just because Ubisoft has had a really bad year. As you said, they changed the name to something disgusting with no identity, and it's releasing like between Genshin Impact, Breath of the Wild, Hyrule Warriors.
Calamity.
You know what I'm trying to say. It's going to get lost in the noise.
Yeah, the combat's like very God of War, and the scaling small buildings and rock sides of mountains and hills and stuff is pretty cool. But yeah, even like the part where they lift it up, you can lift up objects and there's like this yellow streaming band that's coming out of your hands and it's like part of your. I was like, man, that's a very watered down rip from Zelda, and like some of the things feel. Like it's unfortunate that you have to compare them to other games, but at the same time, like I actually started to, oh yeah, this is very Breath of the Wild. I could get lost, just going doing these missions and running to and from and gliding and shit.
Mm-hmm. In fact,
Thank fucking God that there is a gold edition of the game that comes with a season pass and additional. Stupid. A brand new IP. and you have $100 gold edition with a season pass. You know what this is? This is Starlink 2.0.
Probably. I was thinking that when I was playing. I was like, ugh, new IP, Ubisoft, Starlink.
The
But it's
cover
less
art
niche.
doesn't look all that good either.
No.
Ubisoft is such a copy and pasta company. They have some hits every now and then, but the vast majority of their games, other than Siege, just like I don't understand.
They some the Rayman Origins Legends series were fantastic. Polishes.
Then you have Michael Ansel leaving though, or I don't know how to Michelle.
When is the
Okay.
last time Rayman has been relevant?
It's been 5 years, 7 years.
Was it even relevant with Rayman Legends?
It wasn't, but that's another game that was fantastic, and I feel a lot of people passed on it because Ubisoft. I feel Ubisoft is struggling to market their games, or they just don't know how to market anything that's not a first-person shooter.
Or The Division.
Which is a first-person shooter, isn't it?
No, it's a third person.
Oh, shit. Okay. Anything else you've been playing, Greg?
Played that a little bit. Still saw Mario 35. I tried to jump into Shakedown Hawaii, and I think I made a mistake of buying it on PC because I'd rather play it on Switch, to be honest, and have something I can throw on the living room TV and stuff. But started that a little bit, trying to get into it. We'll see if that happens. It took me a while with Retro City Rampage, the game before it, but yeah, I haven't really been playing much. Just the same old grind.
Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention I also dabbled. Now that I've got Ghost of Tsushima behind me, I'm going full into Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, you've probably already played it. If you haven't, and you're a Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z fan specifically, play it. It's a video game that, yes, it recounts the story. We've all heard the story millions of times in all the games, but it does it in a way that it adds new things to the Dragon Ball Z universe. I think it's a pretty bad game. If you don't care about Dragon Ball Z, you probably don't want to play it. But this is for the fan, and they just have so many callbacks in the Dragon Ball Z timeline to like Dragon Ball, and then there's like all this side stuff going on that would have never have shown up in the anime or the manga, and you're just like, oh, this is like a nice little side quest. And I just finished the Saiyan saga, and between the sagas is kind of when the world opens up and they just let you do whatever you want. And then there's side quests and there's stuff you can get. Yeah, I'm a Dragon Ball fan, Dougie. So it's really good. Dragon Ball Z is what like drove my desire to get into martial arts as a teenager.
Fucking dork.
Was there ever any doubt that I wasn't? Have you seen my living room?
Like, you know why I took martial arts?
You took martial. Wait, I remember this story. You went to one class and someone yelled at you and you left.
No, they did like training and the sparring, and the dude kept tagging me on the side of the head, and I was ready to fucking throw a chair at him. I took it because me and my friend had the entire 8th grade class wanting to fight us, and so we were like, "Yo,
you Karate Kid."
Yeah,
this is the plot of Karate Kid.
Fuck it, we'll just use like bats and knives and shit, because like they were coming to our houses and shit. It was wild.
That is wild.
I too took one course of karate, one class.
Did you leave when they knocked you too?
No, I left when because growing up we were pretty poor. My mom didn't want to pay for the gi, so we just like took me out of the class.
What do you mean you can't wear your pajamas? Get out of here.
I felt bad because my mom definitely signed up for like 5 or 10 classes, and I was just
good
like,
lord,
I'm not fucking going anymore. Like, I'm sorry.
I was older. I was 15 when I went to my first one, and I was like, I want to do this. Get me there. 13. I gotta be as strong as Goku.
So what happened?
I got as strong as Goku.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I was doing Kamehamehas, and it was a good time. And I became like the world champion for a year. I'm like, I'll retire right here. And then I started this podcast, and it's all been downhill. What have you been playing, Sean?
Bunch of stuff I can't talk about.
Damn it.
Oceanhorn 2 on the Switch. Can't talk about it, but it is I was Tindering, Steve. It is currently on sale for pre-order for $26.99, down from the $29.99. Video will be out on Wednesday. If you like the Legend of Zelda, the N64 kind of style stuff, you know, with dungeons and stuff, want to check it out. And then I've been playing Jurassic World Evolution Complete Edition. I haven't really played too much of that. That's also the Switch version. I haven't played too much of it. I did buy a bunch of stuff to dress up as John Hammond for the video, but that video is not until like November 3rd or 4th or something. So it's like a week and a half away. I've only played one session of it, but I found myself passing the time very quickly with it. I did play the Xbox One version a little bit, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. But if you know me, you know I have a weird fondness of theme park, and it reminds me kind of theme park, just with dinosaurs and shit. And there's a lot of stuff you can do.
I never knew.
But I can't really
you.
talk about this. Huh?
You like theme parks?
Love it. No, the game theme park.
Oh, okay.
I own like multiple copies of it. DS, Saturn, Jaguar version. I fucking love the game. I don't know why. Can't talk about the Switch specific version, but all of that is just common knowledge about the game itself. And it's cool because like if you get pissed off, you can just like open the gate and let the dinosaurs go kill everyone. What else? I guess that's pretty much it. Just those two games.
Is theme park a theme park simulator?
Yes.
Okay. I tried Roller Coaster Tycoon for like 10 minutes yesterday. Couldn't. I just can't do these sims.
Yeah, it's not theme park.
They throw me into it and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then it's like all these menus and you're like, oh, you want me to figure it out? You're not going to teach me like this. All the simulators I played, like City Skyline, looks cool and everything. You know, I used to love SimCity. Throw me in the game with like 50,000 options. No, I'm not going to do it. Civilization. Actually, that one did have a tutorial. That one was okay. What was the other one? Oh, Epic has had a bunch of simulators recently that I've just been getting into. Another one was the farming simulator. I'm like, what am I doing? Too many options. Another one was a railway simulator. Oh, this is cool. I like trains. What am I doing? Just
You need to play theme park.
I guess so.
Into trains and martial arts.
Just get-
I never guessed, Jason.
I like specifically doing martial arts on trains that are moving.
Just get it for the DS.
Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
Theme park.
I'll do that right after my my next Castlevania DS game, which is
I mean, you
Order
can
of
just
Ecclesia.
you're just gonna pirate it anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, it doesn't. That's fine. It's a 13-year-old game that who even made it? Let's see. Oh, it was EA. Yeah, fuck EA. Go ahead.
Tweet about it right now.
I'll get you a ROM.
I will neither deny or confirm that I have accepted his ROM. Cool, you guys.
In our Discord chat.
Damn it. Okay, you guys ready to get into some topics? So I was going to bring this up last week, but I don't think anybody was actually playing Mario Kart Live. But it looks like Mr. Sean here did it with. I didn't watch the whole video. I just saw you driving around your place. It looked like you had a pretty cool kart track compared to everyone else I've seen.
Well, that was the problem, is that when we would get into the kitchen area, it would lose signal. And it's not far. Like, I kind of walked it with like feet, and it's only like 30 feet from where my Switch was. I'm thinking maybe because there's walls, there's a wall there, and maybe it's like lead paint or something. Like, who the fuck knows? But yeah, I had to shorten the track quite a bit, which was a bit annoying because I have seen people that have more of an open space be able to do a lot more. So I'm kind of assuming it's because of the wall, but it's like, you know, wouldn't you? It's not like I lose, you know, signal if I have my Pro controller and I walk into the kitchen. Like, I can still control my Switch from here and play a game on here, even though I can't see it when I'm in the kitchen. So it's kind of weird, I thought.
What's it connected to? Is it connected to the Switch or is it connected to the wireless network?
It's connected to the Switch. So I guess I could have technically repositioned my Switch, but I'm not going to do that. Well, I mean, I was recording footage, so it's kind of hard for me to do that because, you know, but as far as it's definitely a novelty, but I think it's really cool. It works pretty well when you got your course set up. And it's pretty fun, and there's actually a ton of tracks, and they all have their own theme to them, and the theme like plays out in the world around you with the AR stuff. There's like weather effects and stuff. It's very well done. It's a lot like I said in my video. It's kind of a combination of Amiibo, Labo, and the AR technology that they push so hard on the 3DS combined into one thing that actually works.
Mm-hmm. Do you see yourself playing it any other time after this, now that you've like gotten it out of your system though?
No, probably not. I mean, maybe if they add maybe like maybe like Christmas, like bring it over to grandma's house so like the kids can check it out or something, because you can set up a course anywhere.
Right.
Maybe if they add in new carts, I'm sure that they'll add additional carts as well, of different characters. But I thought about it, and they're going to be expensive because the whole kit is $100.
US?
But the kit just contains the cart and the pieces of cardboard you use to set up the track. So unless that's some very expensive ass cardboard, I think carts are going to be like $60.
Have you seen the Labo kits? The cardboard is pretty expensive. The Nintendo cardboard.
Okay, that is fair, but it interact. Like I don't like. It just seems like a standard piece of cardboard, but like when you go through gate 1 of a certain course, that cardboard will have a theme to it, so it interacts with it.
That's cool.
Yeah. I thought the weather effects were pretty clean too. That the rain that you had in the video, on the course, like that looked pretty cool. I was surprised in like the character models too. But
yeah, like it's the best use of AR tech that Nintendo has done by far. It completely shits on everything that the 3DS had, which wasn't really much. You had the Face Raiders game.
Yeah.
You had Spirit.
Man, I love
camera.
that Face Raider.
I mean, it was okay.
The thing is, I have no room in my little townhouse that I would never get any like mileage out of it. It looks like people that have pets get the most out of it, chasing your cat or your dog.
Yes.
So I will never get that.
Yeah, Cigarette Alley was pretty cool. I liked Cigarette.
Did you have Mitch in the course at least? Did Mitch die? What? No. I thought he went to grandma's to get better.
I thought he did too, and then I went in the trash, and there he was.
Oh no, she threw him out.
Yeah, she threw him out, man.
Mitch is in a ditch now.
Mitch is chilling.
Here's one for Mitch.
I mean, honestly though, that plant lived like a year and a half.
That's not very long for a plant.
I don't even know. Like I don't know what the life
For me, it is.
Life expectancy for a ficus is.
Man, that's a bummer. Are you gonna get another plant?
Fuck no. The only reason I had that plant was because my grandma bought it.
And then she kills it.
She said it was time.
Wow.
I'm not gonna argue.
Maybe she was trying to teach you the lesson of loss.
Maybe. She didn't even tell me. She just threw it out.
All right, next topic. We've got the Twitch DMCA Purge, where apparently thousands of streamers' video have been deleted. I'll be honest with you, I haven't had the time to read this, but it sounds like, as far as I understand, what is this? It's people have been listening to music that they're not supposed, like copyrighted music on Twitch, and their videos are getting taken down? This sounds like YouTube.
You could listen to copyright music on Twitch, and then they changed it. So now all your backlog of videos, if it had copyright music in it, got DMCA'd. I don't really care because fuck Twitch.
It's a nice platform.
I mean,
I just think they just walk so many things back, or they're so vague and like bans and stuff. Like, did they ever even discuss why Dr. Disrespect got banned for that period?
Nope.
No, they never did.
He doesn't even seem to know.
Yeah, it just like they're so unregulated, and then they like decisions that come down for these are especially troubling. Like I've seen some content creators that were saying they deleted gigs of data, and I'm like, Jesus, what? Like if it was clear at one point, then make
But
it clearer. But or I don't know. It's just like no policing.
Can you monetize your VODs on Twitch?
I don't think so.
Like,
I've
who
never.
the fuck cares?
I thought
Who
you could.
cares?
You press, or it used to be that you could press a button or whatever, and it would.
No, well, for the
On the ad.
for the live stream you can, but after you're done streaming, does the VOD? Can you monetize the VOD? I don't. I guess I'm gonna check right now. So let's go with
From what I've seen now is like there's no control over when it gets placed or what, and like I've seen some people that were streaming and then all of a sudden an ad rolls through their stream and they have no control over it and they just sit there and watch it as it plays out. I remember someone was like, "Fuck this! Why is this on my fucking stream right now? This is fucking whack." Blah blah blah.
So like I'm looking right now at the stream I did this morning, and when anyone comes on stream, you get hit with an ad right away, just because I'm an affiliate. When you look at the VOD, you can watch the VOD, and there's no ad, like there's no pre-roll ad. So I'm gonna say no, the VODs don't monetize unless there's some way that I don't know that you can go out and put ads in there. It's like to me that's not the point of Twitch. The point of Twitch is not to it's not like YouTube. So having your VOD taken down to me doesn't seem. Wait, why are all of my? Yeah, like they expire after 30 days anyway, the VODs. So.
I don't know. It seems. I mean, it sucks. That's life. Okay.
It just sounds like they're in bed with somebody that is probably got a big chunk of cash invested in the company, and they want to, be on their best behavior in front of investors.
According to Josh, it was always a sort of a rule. It's just now being enforced.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, then that's kind of shitty. But I mean, once again, a rule is a rule. And
rules is rules.
It could become enforced.
Yeah. It's as someone who started off on YouTube, I'm just like, well, this is the status quo. Remember when you couldn't even use Nintendo music in your video?
Or clips, yeah.
Yeah. Those were the dark days. Dark times. Speaking of streamers and licensed content, though, let's talk about this Stadia guy. So there was a tweet. I'm trying to get the tweet up. By this guy with a Twitter handle Bang Bang Click, aka Alex Hutchinson, saying streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they use music they didn't pay. Wait, is this one? Follow up to that, he said, the real truth is the streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use, which is probably the worst take in gaming on social media for the past week. Not the past month. And of course, this guy works at Stadia.
Yeah, and what are the development studios?
And that's what Stadia was one of the principles it was built on. Was the ease of streaming on YouTube, which still isn't implemented.
Which is crazy to me that that's still not around.
It's like they can't do anything right. Like this little upswing and like, oh, you have a demo that's playable. It was pretty fast to log in. And then you have somebody just shitting on content creators on Twitter. Like, why would you do this?
I don't know if
what timing, man.
I know he's an idiot, but I don't know if I've said this on this podcast, but 2020 would have been a perfect year for Stadia to pull ahead out of its grave and make a point with all of the gaming conferences, the E3, the PAXs, they're all shut down. Google could be the good guy here and say, hey, all you developers that usually showcase your games at all of these trade shows, give us X dollars. We'll put your demo on Stadia so that anybody around the world can play your game. You'll get visibility. People would throw money at developers would throw money for that kind of visibility. Instead, what's Stadia doing? They're trying it right now with this Ubisoft game, but like you have a year with no competition right now in the space of trying demos outside of Steam. But to go on Steam, you have to look it up, you have to download that, and then you have to delete it when you're done. With Stadia, it's the best service because it's just like, here, try it on your phone, try it in whatever browser you want, and then you just forget about it when you're done. It boggles my mind that nobody at Stadia is thinking of this.
It took me like less than 5 minutes to jump in too. Like,
I want a developer to fire back at them. I don't know if a developer did. I want the developer of Among Us to fire back at them and be like, "You're a fucking moron." Because by that logic, there would be there would be no video reviews for anything. And you can't sit there and tell me that people don't get influenced by. I've bought games based on other people's opinions and other people's videos. People have bought games based on my opinions of stuff. You know, you especially fucking smaller games, dude. Like that's why when you see a sponsored video on a YouTube channel, a lot of people get upset. Oh, this is just a shilling video, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, do you know how fucking hard it is to get your video game out there, to have people talking about it in a positive or even just, you know, an informative light? You know, that's why things like that happen. That's why things like sponsored videos happen, because for every one developer that, you know, is able to make a living on their game, there's 99,000 probably. That's a little much. We'll say 99. There's 99 that don't, and their game flops and their game fails, and they're like, what could I have done differently? Oh, advertising. So this person wants to basically get rid of advertising.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Among Us, you know, was successful on exactly that. Like they were one of the developers that had their game, you know, not necessarily, you know, successful, but it wasn't really, you know, doing that great either up until this person decided to put it on their channel, and then it exploded.
Exactly. That's they were making a sequel for it. They figured, okay, well, this game didn't do anything, whatever, let's move on. And then all of a sudden it became the biggest game. It destroyed. Remember Fall Guys? No, nobody remembers Fall Guys. Everyone's fucking sucking the teat of Among Us now. And it's like one of the biggest games that's streaming, and, you know, probably bought them houses and cars, and it's just like, shut the fuck up. Like that's a statement I would expect Jason Schreier to make, because
for a minute I was like, what?
No, but seriously, that's a very Jason Schreier like comment, because it's that old mindset. It's that old, and I could see if it came from a website, because websites, you know, and more traditional media, they fucking hate YouTube. They fucking hate Twitch, because the you know, the people are able to make their own identity and their own brands on there, where, you know, and the websites hate that because it's taking into their thing, but it's just the changing of the times. But that's a very website like take. And for someone like that in their sort of position of power to say something like that, it's ridiculous.
I can see maybe what he's trying to get at, but it's a really bad take for so many reasons.
And plus, like somebody said, his banner art was stolen from someone else, and he cropped
out
the
watermark.
He cropped out the watermark. That was terrible. So this guy, okay, the licensing thing, yeah, it's an issue. And what do? You know, let's say everyone would do what he's suggesting. What do you do to games that are no longer in development, or if a studio disbanded? So if that was the case, then the whole streaming ecosystem would become rich streamers that are paying top dollar to get the newest games, and then every other streamer pretty much playing any game that's 20 years old and beyond that they can touch. That's one. The second thing is where I think he's trying to get at is he's seeing the ninjas and all these guys who are making, you know, millions and millions of dollars on streaming, which he's probably saying, well, developers should get a piece of the pie. But those guys, the ninjas, are the exception, and they're not the norm. There are quite literally millions and millions of streamers that they don't make more than, most of them probably make less than $10. Like if I would have to say the majority, with the exceptions being in the $1,000 plus range. So this guy is trying to solve a problem that maybe bugs him with, you know, a handful of influencers by just scorching the whole ecosystem, which is why this is a bad take. The third take I want to bring up is actually in esports, to bring a little bit of a different perspective. If you have a tournament in esports that is above a certain prize pool level, you actually do have to pay the developer a licensing fee at that point to, and that's the way that the developers and publishers preserve the integrity of their game and make sure that there are standards for anyone who competes in their tournaments. Everyone does this except Nintendo, which is silly. So like Smash Brothers, that's completely grassroots. But when you go into all these other esports communities, if you're doing, you know, EA and all that, and you're trying to make a really high profile tournament with $50,000, $100,000 prize pools, yeah, just like any other real sport, you do have to pay a licensing fee or to get access to that. I don't know if it's paying a licensing fee or getting an agreement, but you basically have to work with the developer slash publisher at that point.
I have one flaw with your argument.
Not really arguing, but sure.
This your second point, saying that that Ninja streaming the game isn't making the money. That's bullshit. Because Ninja streaming the game is raising awareness of that game, and the people who watch him are then going to want to play that game. Like, oh man,
he made Fortnite a household name.
Yes,
I shouldn't even say this, but I feel like my Oceanhorn video that goes up on Wednesday is going to sell copies of Oceanhorn because, it had an original game that did okay-ish, but not a lot of people are paying attention to this game that it's coming out pretty soon. I'm really one of the only people that's talked about it since it was confirmed to be coming to the Switch, and then I made a follow-up video when they gave it a release date. But like, this is a game that would probably be very overlooked unless people talk about it and give reasons why it's a game that they should want to check out. And like, I'm 8 hours in right now, and I'm just like, wow, this is a really enjoyable game that if I wasn't playing it and I didn't know about it because it's a more under the radar thing, like, nobody would probably pick it up.
Yeah, because like I feel like content creators too, they do the job that PR can't do, which is, give some sort of analysis about it other than tell you everything great about the game that's going to be coming out. Whereas like and select screens and but people want to know, like, how does this character jump? Is there a jump function? What's the map look like when you pull it up? And I think that's the job of the content creators to come in with that analysis, as well as like, hey, this is the actual gameplay you can see, things to expect. They do other things than just write it off as like a Zelda clone, because they're showing more to it. And which, to Sean's point, I agree. Like, yeah, that's going to sell games better than like, are you ready for a Zelda-like action adventure and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's PR speak, and I could give a shit less about that.
Exactly. I think to sum it up, we all agree the streamer ecosystem, as much as Sean loves that word, it's here to stay. It's part of gaming. It benefits more than it hinders anybody. And I think that there's a lot of shade that's often thrown to content creators because no content creator has gotten there easily. Every content creator has their own story of sacrifice, putting a lot of hours, a lot of effort to get to where they are today. And it's so easy to look at these people where they're sitting at and say and be jealous because it's like, oh, they're just sitting playing video games, raking in money, and people are throwing. It's like, okay, that's what you're seeing. You have no idea what that person's been through and how much effort and sacrifices they did in their personal life to get to where they are today.
And like, who cares?
Sorry?
Be your own person. Even if let's say the opposite end of the spectrum. Let's say that they just got lucky and they just fell into it. Who gives a fuck? Well, people are born into money and shit like that. Are you gonna hold that against them? No. What difference does it make? Worry about your motherfucking self. Quit worrying about what the next man is doing, what the next woman, what the next person is doing. Ain't none of your business. Worry about yourself. Get yourself in line, and then fuck.
Yeah, I just feel like, and they'll leave it at this. Like, the comment he made was, I think it's rubbing so many people the wrong way because it sounds like a comment someone would make that isn't in the industry, that hasn't seen, like, where has your head been in the fucking sand this whole time? Like, how could you not miss that this is a crucial part, of the makeup of the video games industry is now, this aspect of it. It's one channel for content creators to make content, but it's also, for publishers and developers and PR people to approach them with, paid advertising or whatever the case may be. And it just seems like it's just so, like, it's like, if some guy that is some big mogul bought an esports team and started, charging fans like crazy amounts of money or something off the wall. And it just feels so out of place for him to say something like that. Especially on Twitter.
Wouldn't it be cool if we could get him on this podcast? Just be like,
oh, he'd fucking...
dude, what's up? What's on your mind? What was going through your head when you wrote that? All right.
I was drunk. It was late. I was sleepy.
All right. Enough about the streamer stuff. Let's go talk about Nintendo. So out of nowhere this week, Nintendo did another shadow drop, going back to the roots of Fire Emblem, releasing classic Fire Emblem to the masses for a limited time only, which
Oh, they released it? Shadow dropped it? No.
Shadow announced. Oh my god, this guy.
We gotta be specific.
They Shadow
Are you
announced
New Yorker
it.
now?
Why?
This fucking guy.
He's Italian. You made me lose my train of thought. They Shadow announced it. They're releasing Fire Emblem on the Switch digitally, and there's this massive collector edition coming out that not even a guy like OJ can get. And it looks like it's leaving March 31st, if I understand correctly. Did I miss anything in that?
Well, it comes out December 4th. I actually made a video.
Oh
about
my
it, and
god,
it was
this guy.
and I made a follow-up video today talking about this very topic, Nintendo and their limited releases, the March 31st deadline. What is going on with this? Why is this a thing? What are the games involved? Is this new to Nintendo, or have they done things like this in the past? A very, very good video that I highly suggest.
If you would have to write a description for it, what would it cover?
I just did.
No.
It covers the past history of Nintendo doing limited releases, and then it looks at the current limited releases. There's actually a correlation between them.
Okay.
But yeah, I think one of the interesting things is that it's releasing as a standalone because it's already out. If you have the Switch Online in Japan, it's available on the Famicom, but of course it's all in Japanese. So I guess we're paying for the translation of the game, but then technically the game was remade on the Nintendo DS. So really it was brought over stateside, just not the original version, just the remastered version. But I think the March 31st date is becoming very, very interesting because this is now the third case of something leaving the Switch on March 31st.
End of fiscal year.
Right, but why?
There could be a lot. My reasoning is that 2020 has been maybe not everything that Nintendo wanted. Well, this is my theory. You have a theory.
Animal
Okay,
Crossing.
I know Animal Crossing did a bunch of money for them.
22 million last announced. It's going to overtake Mario Kart 8. The Nintendo Switch has been the #1 selling console on the NPD for nearly 2 years now. It's outsold everything in Japan.
Yep.
There were huge outages of it. So I don't buy that.
But
I don't buy that.
here's the thing. They always knew Animal Crossing was going to sell well in March, and perhaps they had more plans for the holiday season, which whatever happened this year got derailed. And my take was, well, their holiday game, actually, no, this kind of changes things now that we know Hyrule Warriors is coming out. Because originally I was thinking if Mario 3D All-Star was their only holiday game, they needed a reason to push that into people's homes. So it's like...
No, they didn't. It's fucking Mario. You could shit in a box and draw Mario on the front of it, and people would buy it.
You're not wrong. Okay, what's your theory?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't have one?
I don't really have one because it doesn't make sense. Three games being removed, one game becoming completely unplayable
What's the
on March 31st. Super Mario Brothers 35.
Oh, right.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense unless
that one
something is changing.
Okay, I think the hint here is the Mario 35 because that one specifically, it's literally a game that cannot be played at all. It's not like you can buy it, download it. There's no incentive to get it because once it's off, it's off. And there's no reason to take that off if it's being played. Why would Nintendo remove an incentive to their Switch Online service?
Exactly. And because there's not many that and what, Tetris 99, those are the two main incentives. Why didn't Tetris get a thing? And then in the video, I also explore the fact that, it's the 35th anniversary of Mario. It's the 30th anniversary of Fire Emblem. Okay, going by that logic, did this just sneak up on Nintendo? Did it oh god damn, Mario's turning 35, Fire Emblem's turning 30? I didn't even realize it. Don't you would have think that they would have done this shit at the beginning of the year? Wouldn't these games have come out at the beginning of the year? Maybe from, March of 2020 to March of 2021? You're literally having Fire Emblem available for less than 4 months on the Nintendo Switch. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. And that's one of the topics we explore in the video.
This guy. Shameless plug.
You corporate shell.
Baby gotta eat.
My only take, honestly, prior to this conversation was always, they're just trying to bump up their numbers for the financial thing, and they're going to do this probably every year. March 31st is always going to be the cutoff date to drive revenue in their Q4. But I don't know. This whole Mario 35th throws a wrench in that plan. So
The thing is, and I mean, even beyond that, the thing is, they've never done something like this before to increase. When did they all of a sudden start? They're one of the richest companies in Japan. They're having a banner year.
They've been doing
better than 2019.
It's a new CEO. New CEO.
He's been around. And limited things have been around since then. It started with Iwata back in 2009. Watch my video for more information on it.
We haven't gotten new viewers since your last plug, sir.
Well, you don't know that. There is a Leisure Shoot Larry. It's Wet Dreams Don't Dry on the Switch.
Here's another thing. I know a lot of people here are into like physical collections, but isn't this Fire Emblem physical collection lacking of a physical game?
Yes.
Which
what? But it's a 30 megabyte game. So it really wouldn't be very business smart to do it. But fuck that collection. I wanted that collection just because I wanted the goodies, and they fucked all that up.
Are you surprised?
No, but it sold out in like 2 minutes. It wasn't even announced. It's $150 on eBay now with scalpers. Just fuck off. You knew that was going to happen. Yeah. And there are so many better ways to have done it too. What? You could have done it like you did in 2009 with your first limited thing that popped into my mind with Doc Lewis Punch-Out. The only way to get Doc Lewis Punch-Out was to be a Platinum Club Nintendo member, meaning, hey, you gave us lots of money, here's a free game. The only way to do it was to be a Platinum Club Nintendo member, and you had to be a member within a certain time frame. And then 5-6 years later, they put it available for any Club Nintendo member when Club Nintendo shut down.
I really don't know how Nintendo doesn't even try to fix this issue. I have the same complaints when it comes to the Mario 35 pins. I kid you not, I bought the physical version of Mario 3D All-Stars specifically for the pins because I didn't want to risk if there was like a difference between the physical and the digital. I could have gone digital and gotten the same results in the end. Didn't know that. No. The reason was because I wanted to resell the physical when I was done with it. That's why I bought it. But I wanted the pins anyway, so I'm like, okay. And I didn't even get the announcement that the pins were going out, and now they're selling for $200 on eBay. It's just like, look at this. Like, I got my pin wall right here, but they got no Mario pins on there now. I got a Luigi pin, I got a Link pin. Shout out to Greg for giving that to me. But no Mario pins.
Yeah, I missed that one too. I was super disappointed.
Yeah,
I didn't care.
It just
they're very 2-step forward, 3-step back with a lot of things.
Yep. But you know who else is many steps back? Michael Pachter.
Good old clown shoes. Dude, I fucking buried that comment. I buried him.
I'm surprised the name is still... I remember you were making fun of him back on Nintendo Enthusiast whenever he'd open his mouth. And here he is, still making headlines. When has this guy ever been useful other than driving views to content creators?
I sat in with him, I think, on like Cyberpunk 2077 preview, and he was just like some old man, sweaty dude. Yeah,
old dude.
Like he's like,
okay, so here's
his, just looking at.
You want to recap the bad take, Sean?
Well, I mean, essentially, he said Nintendo should get rid of the Switch because nobody plays it in docked mode, and they should only have the Switch Lite.
Correct. And I can tell you, Mr. Pachter, or is that his name? Is his first name Pachter? No, it's Michael. Mr. Pachter. I rarely play in handheld, which is such a stupid argument. And I'm sure a lot of people probably play in console mode. So I don't know where this guy is getting his information.
Tom was right in calling me out on that because like I do play primarily in docked mode, and like the only reason I've been playing in handheld mode is because I'm too lazy to not play Mario 35 laying on my back in bed, like about to go to sleep.
Wait, you play that to sleep?
Oh, yeah.
It's so stressful, though.
Nah.
Damn. Yeah, mine stays in the dock. And a big reason for it to stay in the dock, and here's an issue that I'm sure everyone experiences, is the freaking Joy-Con drift. In the dock, at least I can pull out my Pro controller and I don't have to worry about it. In handheld, even if I wanted to, everything keeps running left. Try to do anything with that.
That just started with me.
Yeah. And then you
I
get
never had any drift before, and I have a Switch launch console, and my left Joy-Con started to drift downwards. I'm fucking pissed.
it's stupid. I don't even know why he's called an analyst. I don't even know if he is an analyst. He calls himself. He is self-described as
With Wedbush Securities, a company founded in 1955.
Fuck him.
Does he have his own?
What?
He is a video game, social media, digital media, and electronics analyst with Wedbush Securities. He's also head of research of Private Shares Group, a Wedbush division that focuses on companies that have not gone public yet.
He has his own Wikipedia page. Do you have a Wikipedia page?
I don't want a Wikipedia page.
I got you, Phil.
There's the professional basketball player Sean Long who has a Wikipedia page.
I'm on the internet.
I remember when we started Nintendo Enthusiasts, we would look up our names, Sean and I, to see like what would show up. And Sean got an NBA player, and I got a hockey player that with our names that have more SEO clout than us.
And I have a go-kart driver in Santa Cruz, California.
I feel I've surpassed him now, though.
Not on Wikipedia.
Well, I mean, it's fine.
Actually, let's see.
But I mean, not my birth name. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, if we go with RGT85, of course.
Yeah.
But if you type in Sean Long, you still get the American basketball player.
Who doesn't even really play.
If you type in my name, you still get this hockey player. Oh, but I rank higher on Twitter. Suck it. You say you get a go-kart, Greg? Let's see.
No, that's the guy that shows up for me.
Your name is, you show up. You are Greg. Like, look at this. Nintendo Enthusiast, Open Critic, PC Invasion. I see a video game journalist when I type your name, sir. That is some good SEO.
Hey.
He's an idiot. He's just an idiot.
Michael Pachter, right?
Yes.
Okay, just clarify.
And you.
I really do not understand how like what an off the wall fucking thing to say. Like, are you not paying attention to sales numbers?
He also said the PlayStation 5 was going to be $800 at E3 2019. Like his track record is not like, yes, he's called some very obvious things, but he's not.
If he was a YouTuber, he'd be broke.
He has a YouTube channel.
Oh, does he?
Pack Attack, I believe it's called.
No, it's not Pack Attack.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, well, I don't know see if it has an actual channel or it's just.
You're right. No, that's Game Trailers. Pack Attack. That was his show on Game Trailers.
Yeah. Who gave him this show?
Makes you want to squeeze lemon into
PC
my
Kill
eyeballs.
Next Gen 6 years ago. I don't understand Japanese companies 7 years ago. The hardware business makes no sense for Nintendo 7 years ago. You fucking ass moron. You fucking dumb shithead.
Will Next Gen kill more studios? Why is Kinect forced upon us? Fair.
Okay, that's fine. That's a very general question.
Yeah.
Can Xbox One bring DRM back? Wow.
It's kind of fun looking at this playlist. When will current gen die? Can Steam cut into the console business? I remember when Steam was talking about that.
I even bought like the Steam Link and the Steam controller and stuff, but I probably used it twice. Controller was ass.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it felt really nice, but it was like it replaced your right thumbstick with like a trackpad, or was that the fucking with like a track? It was just weird.
Did Sony make PlayStation 4 too cheap?
No, I think they did a good job. All right, our next one before the lightning round, we're gonna just talk about this one real quick because I know you're into basketball. But NBA 2K1 ads returning.
They got rid of it
already.
Yeah, they said it was a mistake.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, mistake.
Whoops. All right. Well, not much of a story there. So let's go into the lightning
Sorry.
round. If you have your topics, your questions, anything that's on your mind, anything we didn't cover today, but let us know in the chat. We're going to pass through as many as we can. Also, maybe
I've
we'll.
never heard this guy speak. I want to hear his voice. I'm sure it's.
This is
Generic
how
white
this is
dude
how Sean
2020.
judges people. He has to hear their voices.
Why did he has a lot of video game stuff in his room?
Maybe it's part of the set.
He probably hates it all. Chokes
Lightning
himself.
round.
Is that a real backdrop, Greg? All the games.
What?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, we could tell because he's got his moving snake in the back.
My shit on the ground. I'm building another computer over here.
You're always building or like doing soldering and tinkering around. You should
I
have
know.
like
I gotta keep my mind busy.
show idea for you. Call it Greg's Garage. Greg's
God.
Gaming Garage.
Or
This
just
game-
fuck up everything that I try.
Game Trailers YouTube went down the shitter.
That-
They
that-
have almost 900,000 subs, and they got some videos with like 2,000, 3,000 views.
It's old
Holy
YouTube,
shit.
old YouTube era.
Yeah.
That should be the hook. Greg's Gaming Garage. You start off like it looks like a Linus Tech Tip, but then it just ends in angry video game nerd style.
Duct tape.
What are we?
We're in the
Oh,
lightning
Jeff
round.
Keighley. Jeff Keighley put them on Game Trailers.
Is that what happened?
That's what our fan said.
Has Jeff talking to you again? Since the one tweet?
No, I made another tweet when he showed off his little PS5.
Oh, the zooming in and how he got it.
Yeah.
Was he more
I'm like,
quiet?
oh,
that time?
good thing you made a big scene about the pre-orders.
That guy.
What do you guys think about that? All the people getting PS5s early.
That's fine.
It's the norm. It's a standard.
I'm finally glad that they put in more press hands.
Well, with the Xbox, they did a lot of like they gave it to one sneaker guy who has like a ton of subs, and he got like 20,000 views on his video. And I'm like,
Jeez.
fucking Christ! You should have sent it to me. I'd have given him more views than that.
Did you see the Xbox fridge?
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Is iJustine still relevant?
Well,
I feel like she's not.
Miyamoto visited her once.
Yeah, no, she still gets views. I'm okay.
It was a cool.
Yeah.
It was a cool fridge.
I don't know anything about her.
I don't either. I think she covers tech. Hence the whole like Apple handle, iJustine.
You're Justine?
I'm not a big fan of the name because it's the name of one of my exes. So
You
Your
dated
favorite
someone
one?
named iJustine?
I married someone.
That's oddly specific.
Minus the I.
Questions. All right, shut up. Got some questions.
I'm not even talking. Who's got the
Can
better
I
hair?
download Stadia with my Steam account? I don't know.
There's no downloading Stadia. You just need an email. You just go into it. It's just in your browser.
Are you guys going to play the new Call of Duty? Maybe. They sent me a code for the multiplayer beta. I just didn't have time to get around to it. I might. I always seem to end up playing them, but I'm not really looking forward to it, per se.
Yeah, I played the beta and it was just more fucking Call of Duty.
I don't play shooters.
Do I have to buy the Halo collection for Xbox One or wait for the new one for Series X if I want to play on the next gen? I believe no, that's a free upgrade, isn't it? So if you want it, well, don't buy it anyway. It's just play it on Game Pass, bruh. Do you think we'll get a 30th anniversary pachinko machine next year?
Please.
I heard pachinko's in the shitter in Japan right now.
Really?
Because
Oh.
they changed gambling laws or something. Because it was becoming so addictive. So like pachinko's like slowly dying there. Whose video said that?
Apparently, Apple is announcing a pachinko TV series.
What?
No, they changed some things with how gambling is handled there. Whose fucking video said that? Oh, it was FU Game Crew, because they go to Japan a lot to skate and stuff. And he was saying that the last time they went to Japan, that like a bunch of shit had changed, and it's just something that nobody's really talking about. I think iJustine is dating Jeff Keighley. Really? I wonder what Kojima thinks of that. What do you expect the price of the next Switch to be? 3 or 350,
4.
depending on what it is. I don't think they'll go.
I'm comfortable at a 349 price point.
I think 350 is where it'll land, just depending. And then you still have the standard Switch at 300. Then you have more wiggle room to drop that price and stuff like that. So I think 350. Justine is much younger. I don't think is.
She's 36 years old.
Keely is?
No, Justine.
How old's Keely?
Looking this up now.
41.
41. It's not crazy.
That's only 5 years.
Very reasonable.
What's a good game for the Switch that's under the radar? Be sure to tune into RGT 85 on Wednesday.
I just want to point out Kojima's 57, so Justine and Jeff make more sense.
How do you feel about Godfall? Godfall is a Konami's going to be forced to make games again. Godfall is a launch title game in every sense of the word. It will not be memorable. It'll be a good, decent experience. It just gives you something to play on launch day.
Yup.
Are you impressed with GameStop survival with Microsoft, and do you believe Reggie to have helped a lot? I would think so, because now I'm hearing they're doing something with Sony with digital stuff too, and getting like a cut of those sales or something. Like, I don't think they would have done that without Reggie.
Yeah, my friends were making fun of me for suggesting GameStop to buy GameStop stock, and then they, out of the blue, congratulated me because I saw it jump like, I don't know, like $5 or $6 from where it was sitting, and it's just, that's crazy to see such a big rebound in such a short amount of time, even though fucking people got laid.
I didn't realize this. Yeah, it's gone up 3x. Damn.
But I mean, to be fair, it was down to like $3-4 at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like if you bought then you would have made 300% profit.
Yeah.
Well, when they were talking about closing stores and stuff, like, you know, and I think we even talked about it on here, you know, their profits were still in the billions of dollars, you know, but that's when they were trading at, I think, like around $18 or $19. And then all this shit happened and they dropped, you know, like Sean said, down to the $3-4 mark. But then as soon as, like, Microsoft has been on a tear in other ways, like they have a partnership with Pepsi. This is, you know, GameStop partnership where it was some monetization split. And then if Sony jumps on board, it's like, you know, this, I don't know, at least there's some balance coming back to the industry.
What is the first game you'll play for PS5? What's the first game I'll review for the channel? Probably Spider-Man, because I think that's the only game I've bought so far.
And I'll review it on the PS4 here.
Do you think there will be Joy-Con redesign next year with fixed sticks? This is interesting, because they are now selling the individual Joy-Cons at a discounted price, like we saw.
Yeah.
The plot thickens.
Are we interested in Immortals Phoenix Rising? You missed the first 15 minutes of the show, Gintoki. Please go back and watch it. Do you not think the new Switch will replace the existing Switch? It has been out long enough that they are making money on both Switches. No. Because by replacing, you're meaning that it is a next generation system, and they're not going to do that yet, because the Switch is kind of turning into something like the DS was, where yes, the technology is behind something like the PSP, but you can circumvent. Maybe a better analogy is the 3DS, because they have the new 3DS XL. I think you could simply do a mid-gen refresh that plays the same games and plays the upcoming library of games, but much like a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, they look and run better on the newer system.
All they really need, I think, is 1440p. I think you're in,
yeah, and which can be done with DLSS.
And there's a lot of TVs, especially right now. Like, I've been TV shopping, and like, good God, it's so cheap to get a 4K TV with HDR or a 2K TV. So I think 1440p is going to be.
You get those TCLs. You can get a 55-inch TCL that does 4K HDR for like $300. Like, is it the best? Is it top of the line? No, but I mean, gets the job done.
Yeah.
Tron, I think we passed 100 back in the day. The video game awards, class vs. crasses, tend to be our spikes.
There's a 55-inch on Best Buy right now for $300.
That's fucking wild.
4K, fucking HDR10. Like, that's all you need.
Yeah, go look at the stores right now too. I always do this, like see where they're starting to floor stack like TVs like TCL or Spectre at Walmart and all this stuff, because those are the ones that are going to be on Black Friday sales or Cyber Monday.
Matt asks, will Nintendo release a TV-only Switch? I think so. I think when we're going to see this next hardware come out, absolutely.
I don't think so. Well, maybe. It won't be a Fire Stick, though, like stupid ass Pachter said.
I was going to bring that up, but I was like, nah.
I like that thinking, Treon. So everyone, if you weren't aware and wondering why this show might have flowed a little bit better than usual. So we got Treon's Realm here in the chat, who's our unofficial producer until he wants to make it official, and he's been providing the topics for tonight and however many other nights he wants to provide topics, because I've been sucking at it. So we can grab any last questions, but while we do that, anything, Sean, coming down the pipe other than your awesome video on Wednesday that you want everybody to look at?
Wednesday, we're reviewing Oceanhorn 2 on the Nintendo Switch. I highly suggest you tune in. We also, at some point this week, will have the upcoming Switch games for the month of Jesus Christ, November. I almost said September. I am sort of dragging my feet a little bit on it because I feel like there's going to be something announced very soon, potentially this week, but I might just have to say fuck it. And there will also be a special video that nobody will watch because it's actually going to take a lot of time and effort, called Back to the Wii U.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I like it. Is there going to be a cover song in it?
Well, yeah, I do have, because I gotta put one of my guitars in the video to justify writing it off on my taxes. So that's one of the skits.
Okay, we know it's going to bomb in views, so why don't we put in our predictions right now? I say you're going to hit about, I'm calling 23,000 views right now.
Oof! I will be very sad. Beetlejuice last year did like, in the first 24 hours, did like 32.
Oh, okay, that's better than I thought.
I was kind of disappointed. I think it'll do about the same, but it will have legs because unlike Beetlejuice, which was a Ring Fit Adventure review that was like way late, this is actually about the Wii U, and the skits and everything aren't random. It actually plays into the timeline of everything. Okay. So I feel like it could have some evergreen, but
love the Wii U.
I'm going to say it's going to be evergreen, sure, but by the next Class vs. Grass podcast, it's going to be 23,000 views. Greg, what's your bet?
47K, Bob.
All right, we got you down for 47K. Anyone else make your predictions in the chat? Greg, what do you have coming down the pipe this week?
Just still back on it on PC Invasion, doing some news write-ups and stuff, which it's been my escape to keep my sanity, continuing to write and just see games that like Scorn. Like, I didn't even realize that gameplay trailer came out. The Balan Wonderworld, they have that new opening cinematic and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff I cover. So if you like to check out some of my writing, please do so. And I still have yet to do that magnet giveaway that are back here somewhere. So I'll probably do that this week as well.
Is that your Mario magnets?
Yeah, at enthusiast_Greg on Instagram, and I will do it. I'll put it up tomorrow.
Cool. I'm actually going to be working on a video tonight that I want to get out. I already recorded it. It's my impressions of the Immortals Phoenix Rising demo. So I'm hoping to get that up in the next hour for you guys. And otherwise, tomorrow we've got the Castlevania stream where I'm hoping to finish Curse of Shadow, where I have to freaking blast through 4 bosses one after the other. Ugh, it was tough last week. And then we've got more stream. I'm probably going to do another Mario 3D stream on Wednesday, so that I can just continue my quest to complete all these Mario games. And I'm scripting right now. There are 2 videos that I'm scripting. One is a Ghost of Tsushima formal review. That's the scripting style. And I might be working on another one, which is just a fun conspiracy theory video, just for the hell of it.
Oh.
That looks at Metroidvanias. Oh man, Metroidvania was
What is a Metroidvania?
That's going to be our topic for next week. So make sure you join us here at Hey J, 8 p.m. Eastern Time next Sunday. And we're going to be celebrating Halloween, even though we're going to be a day late. So bring your best costume and drink. Share pictures with probably just me. Share your picture on Twitter with me or in Discord, and I will share it with everyone here on next week's podcast. So you don't even have to wear the costume on Sunday. Just send me your picture. Send me your partner's picture. Pictures of anyone you want, and we will share it on the next podcast. So we'll see. Why are you giving me big eyes?
I'm looking at something Greg sent.
Oh my. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, keep it classy, or as Sean would say,
Keep it classy.
or as Greg would say,
A little bit of both.
have a great week, everyone. Thanks for watching.